Hello students, welcome to lecture 3 of our online classes of chemistry department of Sri Guru Independent PU College. In last two classes we learn about the titration and inorganic salt analysis which carries 10 marks respectively. So these are 20 marks. Now in this particular class I will explain about Viva questions. These Viva questions are very important because it carries 4 marks in the annual practical examination. The examiners may ask you 4 questions on different functional groups which are there in theory part also. I hope you have already gone through that. And you have to answer all the 4 questions. If you do not answer these questions, your marks will be deducted. Each question carries 1 mark. So whenever examiner asks question, you should listen very attentively what examiner sir is asking question. You should not ask the examiner to repeat the question because there are many students. So we should not try the questions of examiners. We should be very supportive. And after listening the question, very silently think on that question and you answer that particular question. For that, of course, the preparation is needed. So there are 6 functional groups on which the examiner may ask question, and there are around 14 distinction tests for that functional group. So you should know all these with their observations. Observations are more important because that observation only completes that particular functional group, that identify that particular functional group. Now, which are the functional groups are expected in our practical annual examination? So we have to say that the first is we can expect about the questions on alcohols. The next one is about questions on phenol. The third one is about questions on carbonyl group. The fourth one is the questions on aldehydes. Fifth one is about carboxylic acids, and the sixth one is about the amines. So these are the 6 functional groups on which question can be asked in the examination. Now on the alcohols there is one test called as steric ammonium nitrate test. Then another one is the Lucas reagent test. And the third one is the iodoform test. So these are the 3 distinction tests of alcohol. For the phenol, we have neutral ferric chloride test. Then another one is the halide test. And the third one, we can of course identify phenol by treating it blue litmus paper. In carbonyl group, we have 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrazine test. Every carbonyl group responds to that particular 2,4-DNPH, that is 2,4-dinitrophenyl hydrazine. For aldehydes, we have Skipp's reagent. Skipp's reagents are used to distinguish between aldehyde and ketone. Also, we have Tollen's reagent test. And the third one is the Fehling solution. For carboxylic acid, we have very famous esterification test. And of course, carbonic acid also can be distinguished by treating with sodium hydrogen carbonate. We call it as sodium bicarbonate or baking soda. For amines, we have carbylamine reaction, which is very typical reaction of primary amine, or the azodine reaction, where dyes are formed, which are molecular compounds. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So these are the 14 distinction tests which are in our syllabus. So examiner will pick up any two functional group and he will ask two questions each on any function group. So you should make this type of chart, whatever I have written here, so that you can prepare it in easy way. So on one page you have to write all these, what are the expected reactions in the Viva question, and after that we will make one table, and in that table, in first column we will write the functional group, in another column we will write the what type of distinction test is required for that, and in third column we write the observation, which observation confirms that particular organic compound must have the particular functional group. So you should take note of this so that the things will be simplified. Instead of sequencing it, you just classify them and understand these 14 reactions which are there in our syllabus. Now, what table I am talking about is that we have to make the three columns. The first one is the, of course, functional group. Every functional group has different type of reactions. We are taking out of this part also because I have to use the full length of this blackboard. So first I will write the particular functional group which is there in our syllabus. I have already written those 6 functional groups. Then what is the particular distinction test they will ask in the examination, and the observation, what we observe, observation part. So first we start with the alcohol, or we call it as alcohols. In the alcohols, the first will be the ceric ammonium nitrate test is required for alcohol, and for that ceric ammonium nitrate, when it is treated with alcohol, we get red color. So I have to remember this red color because either we can see color, we can see the gases evolving, we can see the smell, and we can see the precipitate. These are the 4 ways. The 4 our common senses are used to distinguish this functional group. So in some tests we have to observe color, in another one the gases are evolving, in third type the smell coming, like that. So these are the ways in which these organic compounds can be distinguished. So ceric ammonium nitrate is the red color. Then another one is the Lucas reagent. Now, what is Lucas reagent? Is very important question here, which is nothing but anhydrous zinc chloride and concentrated HCl is called as Lucas reagent. Now, this Lucas reagent can distinguish between primary, secondary, and tertiary alcohols. So we can say that it is for distinction of primary, secondary, and tertiary alcohol. How the reactivity of alcohols with Lucas reagent is tertiary is more reactive and secondary is more reactive than the primary. Now, what type of exact observations are made when alcohol is treated with Lucas reagent? So here we have to make again sub column. In first column the type of alcohol, then turbidity. Turbidity means this the whiteness, cloudiness will form, or layer separation. Layer separation. In this way you can distinguish this. Now how we distinguish it? If it is primary, there is no turbidity form and no separation of layers are there. If it is secondary, turbidity appears after the 5 minutes, and you can say layers also form around 5 minutes. And if it is tertiary, the turbidity forms immediately, and the layers also separate immediately. Immediately means as soon as we add them, the layer separation occurs. So this is the second distinction test for alcohols, Lucas reagent. We have to make this column so that we can easily memorize it. Because after all, when question is asked to you, you should be able to answer it. So whatever reactions are there, we are simplifying them so that we can answer all questions comfortably. The third one is iodoform test. Iodoform. Now how this iodoform test is done? We have to take alcohol, we have to take potassium iodide, and we have to take sodium hydroxide solution. Sodium hydroxide solution. Now what is our observation? Observation is the yellow color iodoform. What is iodoform? We learn this in haloalkanes and haloarenes. This iodoform is our observation. So examiner will ask you to explain the iodoform test. You have to say when alcohol is treated with potassium iodide and the sodium hydroxide solution, we have to say that this is freshly prepared sodium hydroxide solution. Yellow colored substance iodoform is formed into that. This is for alcohols. So many questions will be asked, but all the questions will be basically from these parts. So in this way we have to make table and memorize it. The next one is regarding the phenol. It is regarding the phenol. Again I will make 3 columns here. In the phenol, the first one is the neutral ferric chloride test is there to distinguish phenol from other groups. What will happen when phenol is treated with this neutral ferric chloride? We say that violet color will be obtained. The second one is very important and always examiners ask questions on this, which is called as phthalate dye distinction test for phenol. In that, we have to take phenol, we have to take phthalic anhydride, then we have to take concentrated sulfuric acid, and then we have to add sodium hydroxide. So if they ask explain phthalic dye test, we have to say phenol treated with phthalic anhydride, concentrated sulfuric acid is added along with sodium hydroxide. What will happen? We say that pink color is obtained in alkali. Which is alkali? Sodium hydroxide. It creates alkaline medium and the color changes from colorless to the pink. So this is phthalic dye test. The third one is phenol can be obtained or distinguished from blue litmus paper, and we say that this blue litmus paper, when we phenol is added, drops are added into it, the blue litmus turns red. Now why this happens? We can say because phenol is acidic in nature. Of course, not the strongest acid, but still it has this hydrogen which creates that acidic character. Now third one is the carbonyl group. Carbonyl group. It can be either aldehyd or ketone, and there is only one test for it, which is 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine. We have to know the name. Examiner may ask what is D and pH. Dinitrophenylhydrazine. What happens here when carbonyl compounds? Carbonyl compounds means either aldehydes or ketones, because these both are carbonyl compounds. They treated with this 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine, and what we get? We get either orange, red, or yellow precipitate is obtained out of it. So this is the way in which carbonyl compounds are detected or distinguished. Now the next one is the aldehydes. Of course, I have to rub this part. I hope that you are writing this part in your notebook. If you are thinking that I am writing fast, you can pause the video and write. But you should not miss anything, because question can be asked from every aspect of this organic compounds. Now the next one is of course the aldehydes. So I will rub this part. It is the aldehydes, and see how aldehydes can be distinguished. So this is the third one, is the carbonyl compounds. So I write as fourth as the aldehydes. So how aldehydes are distinguished? We should know alcohols are nothing but OH group is present, phenol is nothing but benzene ring and OH group is present. This carbonyl compound is nothing but carbon oxygen double bond. You know this in theory part, you have already learned this, because examiner may ask functional group, write the formula, or he may ask you just orally tell the formula. You should be able to answer that question, because after all this is the exam of your knowledge of chemistry. So we should not restrict only to this part. We should have some broader perspective of the chemistry. Of course, these parts are there in syllabus, so first you stick to this and then you acquire the additional information. So this aldehydes, the first one is the Skipp's reagent. Now what is the reaction when aldehydes are treated with this Skipp's reagent? We get either pink color, or is sometimes it's called also the red color is obtained. So this is the first distinction test. The another is Tollens reagent, very important part in theory examination also. So examiner may ask what is Tollens reagent. So we can say that Tollens reagents are nothing but ammonical means ammonia, ammonical silver nitrate solution is called as the Tollens reagent. What exactly the reactions of Tollens reagent? We have to say that aldehyde and this Tollens reagent, and we have to warm it, and what we get the black precipitate of silver. So our observation is black residue or precipitate of silver is formed. Then the next one is the failing solution. Now what is this failing solution reaction? We have to take our aldehyde plus this failing solution, we have to warm, and we get the precipitate of cupric oxide. So I have to say that red precipitate of cupric oxide is formed. So this is the third distinction reaction for the aldehyde. Now the another one, fifth one, is the carboxylic acid. So fifth one is the carboxylic acid, which is nothing but C double bond O and OH is the functional group. In that first one is the esterification, very distinction or very famous reaction for the carbonic acids and alcohols. Now what is this esterification reaction? We have to say we have to take carboxylic acid plus absolute alcohol. Absolute alcohol means the pure alcohol, and in the presence of 2 to 3 drops of concentrated sulfuric acid, when it is heated, we get the fruity smell of ester. Esters are formed and which has the fruity smell. Now, what is the role of this concentrated sulfuric acid? Generally, it acts as catalyst as well as it has to play dual role here. Catalyst as well as dehydrating agent. Dehydrating means the water is removed, so dehydrating agent. And we have to say that what is the observation? Observation is nothing but fruity smell of the ester is formed. So examiner may ask you to explain the esterification test. We have to say carboxylic acid added to absolute alcohol with the 2-3 drops of concentrated sulfuric acid, and when it is heated, fruity smell of ester is formed. That's how the esterification test you have to explain. The next one in the carboxylic acid is the sodium bicarbonate test. Sodium bicarbonate test. What is this sodium bicarbonate test? It is nothing but when carboxylic acid, when treated with sodium bicarbonate, carbon dioxide gas is released with brisk effervescence. So we have to say that the second one, in first column, we are writing the carboxylic acid, and in second column, this is the first one, esterification. Second I am writing here. Still it is carboxylic acid distinction reactions. Sodium bicarbonate. When we treat this carboxylic acid with sodium bicarbonate, what will happen? Carbon dioxide gas is evolved. So I have to say that brisk effervescence of carbon dioxide are formed. So this indicates that our organic compound must be carboxylic acid, because that's how it is distinguished. Now, sixth one is the amines, and particularly the primary amines. RNH2 is the formula for that reactions are there. The first one is called as carbylamine reaction. What is this carbylamine reaction? We have to take primary amine plus chloroform plus potassium hydroxide alcoholic, and we have to heat it. And what we get? We get the carbylamine type of compounds. What is the observation? Observation is that disagreeable means very bad smell. Disagreeable smell of carbylamine is our observation. Carbylamine is our observation. So this is how the amines are distinguished. This is the first reaction. Another is called as azodiation, azodie reaction. In that again, primary amine we have to take maybe aniline or methylamine or ethylamine. You know what we mean by primary amine. We have to take dilute HCl. It should be ice cold dilute HCl, 0 to 5 degree temperature. Plus we have to write sodium nitrite solution, we have to add into it, and plus beta naphthol in sodium hydroxide. These are the reagents for it. What will happen? We get the scarlet red dye of, we can say if it is aniline, then scarlet red dye of benzene diazonium chloride. So observation, we can say just scarlet red dye is obtained, and if it is aniline, then it is benzene diazonium chloride. So these are all the reactions. So in these reactions, there are some colors, there are some smells, which are two smells: fruity smell, esterification, and the disagreeable smell of the carbylamine. There are gases evolved where gases are evolved. Sodium bicarbonate, brisk appearance of carbon dioxide. And there are different colors from steric ammonium nitrate, which is red color, to the azodiatation, which is scarlet red dye color. So all these questions, they are very important. You prepare them by making these 3 columns, and you should have some mock viva question in your home. You can ask your mother, father, or brother and sister to ask the question, and you should answer it. So we call it as mock or mock drill, we call it. The viva questions should be before asked, so that you are comfortable in all these questions. So unless and until you go for mock viva with your before coming to practical examination, all the questions, if we add them all, maybe some 45 questions are there. You read that, you already have that material. You read that questions thoroughly, and you ask anybody. I have mentioned few relations, you can ask anybody, and you have to answer all these 45 questions, so that there will not be any pressure when examiner will ask that questions in the examination. So these 4 marks are very crucial. So 10 marks for titration, 10 marks for salt analysis, 4 marks for these viva questions, and 6 marks are for the record book, which already you have submitted. So be confident and face this exam with yes, only confidence is required. That confidence which comes after the study is important, not that simply overconfidence will not do the things. And behave properly in the examination hall. Your behavior should be like student. There should not be any other role you should play, because discipline is what we always teach. Teachers will be happy if the students are disciplined. Some students are extraordinary, some students are not so extraordinary. That is different thing. But you should show your eagerness, so that it will create a good impression. And of course, your impressions will not add to your marks, but it is required. And what is important is what you have written on the answer paper, and whether you have obtained signatures of the examiner on that. So whenever viva question comes, the examiner may ask your table number. He will announce your table number. You have to come there, and just you can greet him according to the time, and with the just folded hands and eye-to-eye contact, you answer the questions. Body language is important. He is asking question and you are looking here and there. This will not do, because it is a kind of communication. You want to verify what you have learned in the chemistry in these 2 years. What are your characters as a student? So they are very experienced. Just by looking at you, they have some understanding of your preparation level. So we should not disappoint them, because he is asking 4 questions and you are not answering question, and you are seeing here and there. It is very disappointing for the examiners, because examiners will be happy if students are doing practical in very smooth manner. So again and again I am saying, body language should be very positive, and you should wear that confidence in your all the activities. He should think that yes, these are the students who have practiced, because practical means the practice, and the practice is, yes, of course it is important. So I once again wish very best of luck to you. All blessings of your parents, the management, teachers, and our beloved Naik sirs. Our Naik sir is always with you, and I definitely have confidence in you, because your success is our success and your parents' success. So I hope that everything will be in good spirit, and you may meet the success after this examination. So thank you for patiently listening this. I hope that these videos are beneficial for you. Thank you once again.